My name is Allie Sorensen. My real name is Alin. I'm 29, and I've lived in New York for 5 years. I was born in Aurora, Illinois, Wayne's World, but raised in Dallas. Grew up super religious, and went to a Baptist college. Yeah. So what defines me?
Yes.
Compassion. I'm extremely, compassionate. I'm a lover of all people. I like to have a good spirit about me, because I think it's transmittable. But I'm a deep thinker, emotional, sometimes way too much. Quite private with all of my extreme emotions.
What do you mean private with your extreme emotions?
Well, so I'm a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp. So I take the outgoing part of Sagittarius, but the Scorpios, as if I really know anything about this, Scorpios tend to be extremely private. So generally getting good friends and having really close friends is very unique for me. Generally I have just a ton of acquaintances, though they wouldn't ever know that they're acquaintances. So I have the ability, I guess, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad one, but to make people feel really good about themselves and make them feel loved, make them feel like we're best friends, but then privately, I kind of hold back and I'm reserved in that. So that's definitely something I'm working on, but it's not natural or easy for me, which is why apparently I'm nervous all of a sudden.
Are you?
Yeah, because what if
Because you don't like talking about yourself?
Yeah, I like talking about myself to a degree, but I think every person has inner, I hate the word demons, but inner things that they don't want other people to necessarily know. And the more vulnerable I feel, the weaker I feel. So recognizing vulnerability as a strength and not a weakness, that's been a really big thing for me in this current era of my life.
Right. So would you feel like when you're in public, you put on a certain performance or a mask almost?
Totally. So I did grow up in theater and all that stuff. It's funny, when I first moved here, and I think of this often, Seth Rogers was my first real roommate here in the city. He sat me down one night after I'd lived with him for a few months, and he goes, "I don't know you." He was like, "You are a complete stranger to me." It's I see you when you're out and about, and you're always so lively, and you've got all these friends, and you can meet anybody. I could talk to a wall, I could sell water to a fish, that whole thing. But when I would come home and I would be quiet or anything, every time I'm quiet, people think I'm really angry or I'm really sick, and I'm just tired, or just kind of quiet. Because yeah, I would definitely say I have that alter ego that's the Allie that's out, that you met New Year's Eve, that's always what I am. But when I'm home, I very much value my alone time. Maybe I live a life of extremes.
Are you okay with that?
I don't know. I love that I can one of my favorite lyrics to a song, snails see the benefit of beauty in every inch, going slowly and stuff like that. I love everything. I rotate my towels so that they all equally get used, because I don't want them to feel bad. And I love having extremes because I think it's more fun, and otherwise I would feel boring. But I guess it's having enough self-worth to justify not always adapting to everyone around you, so that I don't have emotional highs and lows on my own self. My private, whatever, emotions and things like that. Depression and stuff.
Yeah. Do you feel those things?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always felt it. There's always good and bad. I've seen Christianity done in a beautiful way, via my parents. They are such lovers, and my mom is a lover, and she's so super friggin' compassionate. But in that same regard, when you're in the church, there's a lot of, there's always an invitation for everybody to get resaved or rededicated their lives at the end of every service. And so I was constantly in this state of wondering if I'm doing good enough, like feeling just so much guilt about anything that wasn't, for lack of a better word, kosher. I think because I didn't ever feel like the grace that God, like they always talked about in church, because I never felt it personally. I always felt like I wasn't doing enough or loving enough or, you know, being good enough. And I was always like a super sexual child. So like that definitely got shut down. So I feel like that was probably a bit of the core of already feeling not good enough, because I did have this sexuality that I didn't understand. So being boy crazy and wanting the approval of guys and all these different things, like I think it all kind of played into that.
Do you think that that was like the devil in you? And
oh yeah, like it was always something that you pray. Like I'm not kidding, every Sunday when they would have an invitation and like they tell you, everybody bow your heads, every head bowed, every eye closed. Raise your hand if you feel like you need to rededicate your life or whatever. Always. I was like, gotta do it. You know, like, I can't explain feeling like every week being reminded that there's a verse in the Bible that even like the best things you could do would be filthy rags to God. And I don't know why that, just meaning like God is so holy, but I always took it as I will never be good enough. So if everything I do good is a filthy rag, then my bad stuff must be bad. And back then, filthy rag was like a term for what women would clean their periods with. That's what that means. Oh. Filthy rags.
God, Jesus Christ.
Don't say the Lord's name in vain.
I'm sorry. So that did not make you feel good as a kid?
No.
This drive to make other people feel good, just to get some positivity here. Do you think that comes from your religious upbringing as well?
100%.
Okay, good.
100%. No, there are so many things that Christianity instilled in me that like makes me the person that everyone loves. Like, I mean, think about it. Rarely do you have a community or fellowship, as we call it, where people are genuinely asking, how are you this week? And they know your problems and they know things that you've been going through and, you know, just all that kindness. But they genuinely care about you and they're constantly praying for you. And just knowing that somebody's lifting you up in prayer, but not even lifting you up in prayer, but like thinking about you and caring enough to remember and then ask you that next week, how did that go? Yeah. That's huge. So I absolutely feel like that's part of the reason why I'm compassionate.
What are you afraid of?
Ugh. You know that first love that you have where it's just unjaded and you're just so naive and you just love that person, flaws and all, and you can't even see their flaws. I'm so aware that I'm never gonna get that again. And that sounds so negative, but like, I have yet to meet anybody where I'm extremely wooed. I can always find a reason why it doesn't work, but then sometimes I feel like I'm like just doing it to myself.
Same though.
Right? Oh, it's just like, can we just be, yeah.
I haven't had a boyfriend in like 4 years because of that reason.
Right, because your first love.
Is this a real, like, a really big fear, or just like a surface fear that you messed that up and you'll never get that first love back and you'll never like find a love as true as the first guy?
Yeah. I mean, for sure. Yeah, I want somebody that I feel comfortable letting know everything and like that I don't exhaust them, because I do have so many feelings and I do have like ups and downs and stuff, but I want, like just to find unconditional love in that I can have a low and it's not just completely overwhelming for that person.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's I never felt good enough for him.
Oh.
I didn't know why he liked me or loved me or even wanted to be in a relationship with me.
Really?
No. even just like even saying out loud that I don't necessarily feel worthy, is tough. It's tough. It's a realization that I do wonder if there are people, like when I see people with like just extreme confidence, I hold myself like I have confidence. Nobody would know. I know how to pretend. I know how to act it out, right? Now we're just trying to ice my head with my banana peel. It's cool. But I really wonder if there are people really out there who really do just feel okay with who they are and feel worthy of things like that.
I don't think that exists. Which is kind of, you know, why I'm doing this. To see that even the person with the utmost confidence, which I thought you had,
right? I'm so sorry.
is actually secretly, you know, has the same insecurities that everybody else does.
Yeah. Well, for sure. I mean, for sure. But I feel like I feel like that guy that I first dated, he would be a very fabulous example of somebody that just
Doesn't care.
didn't care. He just didn't care, and I think that's maybe why I loved him so much.
Do you think that's a good thing, though? Do you think someone who only focuses on that good stuff is like... Do you think they're experiencing the full spectrum of life, though, if they're not even worried about the bad stuff? They only worry about the good stuff?
Probably not. I feel like that's why I come to terms with extreme highs and extreme lows, because I don't think that there's anybody that I know that values, you know, their towels or, you know... Hope!
Yes. End on a high note. Children? You want children?
I definitely want children.
Yeah.
Like, just being around my nieces and nephews and, like, seeing, like, yeah, like, just being a good mother, blah, blah, blah. That's not, like, my only goal,
Mm-hmm.
but, I'm excited to, like, pass that. I feel like the love that I have to give is going to be, like, most utilized during that time. Like, I really want to find a job with sales. I was the West Coast sales executive for a high-end French lingerie company. It was so perfect for me. Being able to talk about risque things enough but still be like a really good businesswoman, and I was good at it. Then again, I still have that question about, you know, acting and singing and stuff. Like, should I try to, how can I do both? If I want to be like a more career woman, it's difficult to try to balance.
Yeah. What gives you the most?
The most joy? Oh, for sure the acting. Although business, you technically are acting. You have to act like you like somebody every day, right? Like, I love you, sign here. But yeah, I would definitely, I mean, being on a stage, there's no other feeling like that. Like, it's just a high, and it's like having somebody appreciate your art and your soul. I mean, like, that's insane.
So we've established that you are a very giving person, and that you don't always spend enough time on yourself, like thinking internally and all of these things. So what if that is kind of why you don't necessarily know exactly what defines you, or why? I mean, first of all, humans are complex. It's not one thing. We know that. But it's still, it seems like for you it's a little bit more nebulous, and maybe that's because you put so much emphasis on others and not enough on yourself.
And adapting.
Do you think that's...
Totally. 100%.
No.
Why do I spend so much on therapy?
Should have just...
Literally.
We should have met earlier.
What? Absolutely. Did you get that?
I mean, from what? Yeah, no, I got
Good. Summed up. Yeah, no, I definitely, yeah. I think that I've always found my strength in adapting to people, loving people, making them feel good about themselves. That I'm still, that's exactly what I mean in this year before I turn 30, because I feel like 30 is going to be the pinnacle. And everybody tells you when you become 30, you just stop caring about everything and what everyone else is thinking.
It is a big year.
Yeah, so I'm trying to just do me and do what makes me happy, and, you know, find a balance between the love and the compassion and the ability to see beauty in every inch, like the little snail. But to apply it to me and really realize that, okay, I am worth these things, and I should have goals that are higher than what I'm willing to give myself, or, you know, equal to what I'm willing to give other people.
Right.
Having grace for myself is a huge thing. So, yeah, absolutely. I think that I've definitely focused long and hard on everyone else. It's time to just...
It's me time.
Time to do me.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Glad we figured that out.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's you had? Is this news to you? Like, did you?
Probably the first time I've really said it out loud.
You're saying it out loud. That does make a
That
difference.
totally makes a difference.
Yeah.
That's exactly why.
Because if it's just in the back of your head, it's like it's not real.
No.
But
it
then when you
doesn't.
say
when
it,
you speak, your words have so much power.
Mhm.
Like so much power.
yeah.
See, that's what I should be doing with my life. Something where I discover something and change the actual world. But now that I'm 29, it's like, what do I do? Is it too late? Because I have to go to so
It's
many
never
years
too
of
late.
school.
I mean, they say if you're gonna do something big, it happens before you're 30. But it's never too late.
Oh, that just bummed me so out.
Wait, have you never heard that?
No.
You've never heard
I
that?
have a year to do
This is your
something
year.
big.
This is your year.
Starting with eyebrows.
No, but you know, like 40's the new 30 and all that.
My clock is ticking so. Oh man. All right, Allie. Well,
Hey,
go big or just kill yourself. Just kidding.
No.
We're not there anymore. We're not.
think of Mother Teresa. Like, she did not go big until she was 90. So.
Is that real? Is that an
Yeah.
actual age fact, like 90?
Pretty sure.
So she just
Nobody knew her
she just
until
lived
she
a
was
crap
90.
life until 90, and then she was like, you know what? I got my like 12th wind. I'm ready. I'm gonna go do stuff. Oh, Gandhi's great. Why not?